In the years following the Civil War, America was a nation in recovery, a country divided by grasping for unity. For millions of newly freed African Americans, freedom meant more than escape from bondage. It meant opportunity, dignity, and knowledge. In 1866, a group of Northern missionaries and educators founded Fisk School in Nashville, Tennessee, named after Union General Clinton B. Fisk. The school began with a bold mission to provide a liberal arts education to freedom, a radical act in a time when literacy itself was considered a dangerous tool for Black Americans. At a time when the South resisted the idea of Black advancement, Fisk stood tall, welcoming men and women, boys and girls into a world of books, ideas, and possibility. But survival wasn't guaranteed. Within just a few years, Fisk struggled financially to save the school. A brave group of students formed the Fisk Jubilee Singers. Their mission raised funds through song. They sang the spirituals, the sorrow songs of their ancestors, songs born in the cotton fields and slave quarters of the American South. For many, it was the first time this sacred music was heard outside the plantation. The Jubilee Singers brought these songs to the world, and the world listened. They, they performed before Queen Victoria, who was so moved she reportedly said the singers must come from a royal lineage. With the funds raised, they built Jubilee Hall, Fisk's first permanent building and the oldest structure in the U.S. dedicated to Black higher education. But Fisk didn't just train singers, it cultivated scholars and leaders and revolutionaries. And among its most famous graduates was W.E.B. Du Bois, class of 1888. Du Bois would go on to become the first Black man to earn a PhD from Harvard and a founding father of the NAACP. Du Bois believed deeply in the power of history. He argued that Black Americans must not only know their African roots, but claim them with pride. At Fisk, his Pan African ideas began to take shape, ideas that would eventually influence liberation movements across Africa and the Caribbean. Throughout the 20th century, Fisk University expanded its commitment to African and African American heritage. Its curriculum embraced African history, literature, music, and art, fields that were largely ignored or dismissed by mainstream academia. Today, the university houses the most significant collections of African and African American art in the United States. The Carl Van Vechten Gallery, featuring works by Picasso, Cézanne, and African artisans, remind us that Black education has always been about excellence, not limitation. Modern day Fisk continues to honor its roots. Courses explore African kingdoms, pre colonial civilizations, the impact of the transatlantic slave trade, and the fight for independence across the African continent. Students learn not just where they come from, but who they can become. In the world still shaped by injustice, Fisk University stands as proof that education is power and heritage is pride. It is more than a college, it is the bridge between Africa and America, between history and hope. From its humble beginning in the Reconstruction era to its global impact today, Fisk University continues to shape minds, raise voices, and reclaim stories because history isn't just something we remember, it is something we carry forward.